Hello and welcome back to Cast On, a knitting podcast where I talk about my finished objects, my whips, some yarn acquisitions and some more knitting things. My name is Ellie, I am from Austria and this is episode number 27. Hello, I am so glad you could join me once again. I hope you're all doing well. I am absolutely melting. Today is the first day that is under 30 degrees again, and I am so glad because summer really is hitting hard here in Austria and I'm not here for it. I would rather be in cooler countries, but yeah, that's what it is. Also, I have a bit of a cold because of all the air cons that are on, so I'm trying to speak a bit slower and not rush through things as much, just to try and keep my voice, because I have some exciting news at the end of this video. As a little teaser, I have started a new job, but more on that later. I have lots and lots of whips to show you, so I think we can get straight to the finished object. And technically it's not a finished object just yet, but I'm counting it as one. I am counting it as one because I just didn't manage to finish the I-cord yesterday evening. It is my Testknit, A Stitch to Wear by Courtney. This is what it looks like. This is the front, and I have the first sleeve here, and I am just stuck on the I-cord here of the second sleeve. So can you blame me when I say it is finished? Yeah, that's where we're at. I am super happy with it. The fabric feels amazing, the fit is great. I think next time I'm gonna wear it so you can actually see what it looks like. The sleeves are just so fun. That is what drew me to this Testknit originally, and I think they turned out really great. I have used Tynn Lene by Sandnesgarn. I've showed this yarn a million times before. It is my favourite summer yarn. It is a blend of cotton, linen and viscose, and it is fingering weight to get 220 meters, so I think that's pretty standard. I'm not getting too much into this project and this yarn because I think I talked about this in length in the other episodes. I've been working on this for 2.5 months now. The Testknit ends next week, so I actually kind of ahead of time, which is great because I really powered through the yoke in the beginning because I knew I would need more time towards the end, because at least for me with Testknits, at the end of the Testknit it kind of starts to drag a little bit, so I just want to have it done and have it finished. But yeah, I am super happy with it in general. I think the pattern is well written. We did have to make a few changes, especially with the sleeves, but that has all been resolved more and more. T-shirts, A Stitch to Wear are turning up now, which is super exciting, and I think the test in general was also fine. I am not a huge let's share my progress with everyone else and talk to lots of people person. I'm also in the background. I like to read through the messages, so I'm not super involved in these Testknits because I also just don't really have the time. It's just when I have a question, of course, that I'm gonna write in. But this time it was quite a fun one, quite an active Testknit as well, and yeah, I think that is everything I have to say for this shirt. Like I said, the rest you can either find on my Ravelry page or in the other videos. I opted for waist shaping, which was a first for me. It fits amazingly, like I said, and I would probably do waist shaping again for other projects. Right, that was my one and only finished object. Let's have a sip of hot tea and honey. Hope you're also staying hydrated. My voice is not great today. The next, or the first whip, let's start with this one. Something you've seen before. My Crescendo summer top by the Knit Purl girl, Sophie. This is so fun to knit on. This is where I'm at. Last time I already finished the yoke and split it for sleeves, and now I just continued knitting on the body. I finished another yarn ball, which is why I haven't really worked on it ever since I did that last week, because I wanted to focus on my test knit, but now I can knit a little bit more on this one. What I'm gonna do is, because I know I don't have enough yarn, I'm gonna make the sleeves first and then finish the body. I have 2 more balls left of Lene by Sandnesgarn, same composition as Tynn Lene. You get 110 meters and it is DK weight. So this is a DK weight t-shirt. The yoke was super easy and a lot of fun, especially if you want to try out some lace but don't want to do something super complicated. I don't know, for some reason my, which one is that? Is it my slip knit? It could be. This side of the diamond, of all of them, is not very visible. I don't know why. It kind of scrunches together. I assume it's because of I either tightened the yarn or the nature of the stitch, that you don't need as much yarn as with the other one. Or it could be the, oh, it's the knit two together. Yeah, they're a bit tighter. I mean, I don't mind. I think it's going to block out fine, but that is just something that I've noticed with the yoke. Like I said, I have 2 balls left. I'm gonna do the sleeves now, and then I'm gonna finish off the body, and I might buy another one. I have bought this a year ago, so I definitely won't get the same dye lot. I am kind of worried I will get a completely different one. If that is the case and I can't match it as accurately as possible, then I will just have to have a crop t-shirt, my preferred ones anyway. But I'm really hoping that when I finish the sleeves and the body with the yarn that I have, I don't need to buy any more, because this was meant to be like a stash busting project without buying more yarn, which kind of seems to be a theme for me, that I'm always 1 ball short. Because I think the amount that I have is fine for like a fingering weight project, but then I want to make a DK weight, something like that. But yeah, really happy with this. I can't wait to finish it and wear it. I've not tried it on yet, which makes me all the more excited to finish the sleeves and the body, so I can see how it fits. As you can tell, I am a bit in my beige era at the moment. I have a lot of beige yarn because I just think it goes really well with anything in summer, and it's not black, so it's not super warm either, which is obviously what you need. I don't think there's anything else to say about the pattern. I am making size 2 with this one. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, with the test knit I'm also knitting size 2, and yeah, really well written. I really like her patterns, and I don't think there's anything else. Right, let's do another one that you have seen before. This is my Porcelain sweater by Lene, and since last time I just finished the back panel, and I now have some shoulders. How can I show you this? Oh gosh, can't really tell. You have the shoulders now, and I've already joined in the round at the front of the neck. And I'm supposed to start the colour work now, which is why I haven't knit on it anymore, because things just got in the way. And this is, I mean, it's a wool jumper, it's not a priority in summer. Right now I am really missing a lot of summer garments, a lot of summer shirts, so I'm focusing a lot more on that than a woolen sweater. But I'm super looking forward to knitting on it again, because like I said, I think the design is just absolutely gorgeous. This will be the difficult part. Once again, this is what the back panel looks like, and you will also have the same motif at the front. This is the hard part, because you're doing colour work working flat, which is not enjoyable at all. I also noticed last time that I actually dropped, I didn't drop a stitch, but I only caught the yarn by a really thin strand, so I have to try and fix it just in case it all falls apart, which is something that I don't want, obviously. But yeah, I do want to pick it up again, especially in the evenings, because I just really enjoy working on it. I think the pattern is it's written in an okay way. It's not super specific like other patterns, like Petite Knit for example, but I think it has the most important things in it and explains those in a very clear way. In terms of the yarn, I am using Drops Karisma in this chocolate brown, and Drops Karisma in the natural white. So that's colour number 1, and that one I can't remember because I don't have the ball band with me, but I'm gonna link it down below, and like I said, on my Ravelry. So not a lot of progress on this, but that is okay because I have cast on some new things and I'm quite excited about them. Let's have another sip of my honey tea. I hate getting a cold in summer because you can't get rid of it, because wherever you are there's always going to be aircon, and especially on the trains they cool it down so much that you're actually way too cold, and then when you get off the train you're just hit with this really hot air like a wall, absolutely flattening you, and that's how you get cold. That's how I got cold, by being on the train. But anyways, we're here for the knitting. I have cast on the Tolsta tee by Rebecca Clow, really popular design. This is where I'm at the moment. I am doing the stripy version, as you can see, and I am using 4.5mm needles. The recommended needle size is 5mm needles for a DK weight yarn. The yarn that I'm using is Drops Safran, which is actually a sport weight, so I sized down half a needle size just to accommodate for that, and also because I am a fairly loose knitter, so I think I worked with this yarn before. One of my favourite summer shirts is in this exact same beige, and I was more on a DK weight, like a 20 stitch gauge, than a 24 like sport weight does have. So I really haven't come very far. You can see that the fabric is quite see-through and airy because of the loose gauge. I don't mind that. I hope it's going to be fine, and I hope that the neckline won't stretch out as much, because this is 100% cotton yarn, and sorry, my phone. This is 100% cotton yarn, and because cotton doesn't really have any strength and doesn't hold its shape, I am quite worried about the ribbing just being super open and stretched out like that all the time. But we'll see. After blocking, I still have a long way to go. I just finished the short rows and I'm now on the raglan. I have never made anything stripy, I think, not that I can remember, and this is the first time, so I was quite worried. And I think because everyone is doing stripes, it's super trendy right now, I really just wanted to hop on that trend because I like stripes a lot, but because I've never made them before, I had a lot of respect. And the problem is that in the let's start with that. Let me get my thoughts in order. The pattern is really well written, just like all of her patterns, and she does have a separate PDF you can download with the pattern for modifications, which is what I did. I had a look at the different modifications, and then she does have just a tiny bit of text underneath the picture to tell you how this person made the modification, and that is great. And I have 2 more rows in between the stripes because I didn't want them to be so narrow. But my problem is that because I've never made stripes before, especially in the raglan, I don't know how to switch colors nicely. Because what happened, so I watched a tutorial on doing that, but with a raglan I'm not sure if it's different, because what happens is that you can see the brown through the raglan stitch by I'm wrapping it around. So what I'm doing is when I'm working with the beige, I'm wrapping the brown yarn around the beige wands anti-clockwise, that's the word, anti-clockwise. But what has happened is, because it's on the raglan increase, first of all the stitches are really stretched out here, they're super stretched out, and you can clearly see the brown following along the beige. Can you see? You have this line. It looks a bit awkward, so I'm not sure if I want to continue with this technique and if it wouldn't just be better to snip the yarn. I wanted to avoid that. I wanted to carry the yarn through the whole project because I don't like weaving in ends, and I thought that this might just whacked myself with a needle, and I thought this would just be a seamless way to not having to do that. But because the result is not as neat as I hoped, I might have to switch over again. Also, because of the stretched out raglan, it might look quite strange. I'm gonna switch my 2 markers for some thinner ones. I don't know why that has happened. This is kind of all messy and I don't want it to be messy. I just wanted something quick and a t-shirt because, like I said a million times now, I need t-shirts. I need cotton because I can't wear any shirts at the moment, like normal t-shirts, because I'm just sweating through them because it's so hot. But yeah, I am excited to work on this. This is stash yarn. I've had this for years now, these 2, and I still have a lot more of it left, but I'm hoping that at least I can use up all of the beige and only have a tiny bit left, so I have 2 full t-shirts. And then what I can do is, with the rest of the beige, is I can use up all of the brown and just do it the other way around. So I have the brown as the main colour and the beige as the stripes. I think that might also be fun. But yeah, that is my Tolsta tee. I am continuously working on it, and I'm really looking forward to having it finished. The tea is making me sweaty. I know you're supposed to drink tea in summer to cool down, which is what people think is doing the exact opposite, but it's supposed to be really good. So I'm trying to drink more hot things in summer, but I have to say I don't enjoy the stickiness that tea brings with hotness. Anyways, on to my last whip, and I've been really enjoying that one. I'm not very far, but that's okay, just because I have so many projects at the same time. I don't have as much time anymore at the moment, so it's all kind of just, sorry about those itches. So it's all kind of just picking up the things and working on something really simple whenever I can, which is mostly in the evenings, and then in the evenings I just want to relax. Anyways, this is the Robinson Wrap Cardigan by Florence Miller. This is what it looks like so far. Like I said, really not far at all. I finished the short row shaping, and I'm just on the... Did it have short rows? I think it did. Am I wrong? I'm pretty sure it did. Now I'm just on the increases. The fabric is absolutely gorgeous. I'm so happy with how this is turning out, and this is something I have needed for the longest time ever. I need cardigans and wraps so badly, because I have so many dresses. Like this one, I didn't make this myself. This is one of the few dresses that I still have that I store bought, but I have a lot of dresses, and you need cardigans and wraps when you get cold, and I only have one kind of like vest type, and that one does not work at all because it's more of a looser fit, and it just doesn't look good. So I finally decided on starting a wrap, because I just got so annoyed that I don't have anything, and started this pattern. I was supposed to do the April cardigan before as the cardigan that I wanted to cast on, but I just never got around to it, and now I just thought, whatever, I'm just gonna do it and hope for the best. So I did, and I'm really happy with it. I hope that I can finish it still this summer. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but obviously I am making it for summer, so we'll see. About the pattern, it is, like the name suggests, a wrap cardigan. It's got these beautiful ties at the front and a fairly long ribbing around the waist, which I really like the look of, because it really cinches in your waistline and it's really fitted, which is exactly what I need, because my dresses all are gathered or have pleats starting from the waist, so you really don't want anything that is going below that, because it will just look strange. So this is the perfect pattern for it, and the colour is incredible. I hope that it is very wearable with all of my dresses. A lot of them are kind of in the same colour scheme. I have one white dress with some pink rosy flowers, which I think this will go really well with. I have a dark purple one, which I also think that purple and purple will be a really nice contrast together, deeper purple and a lighter one. And then I have a blue dress, a dark blue one with purple in it again, so it all kind of complements it, which is great, of course. The yarn, you might feel like this looks familiar. This is Sandnesgarn Sunday. I don't have the bow band with me right now, I just realized. I'm gonna link it down below. It's just a lilac color, or like the soft lavender, something like that. It's almost leaning onto grey when you look at it separately. It always changes color depending on the light that you have. Right now it's quite lavendery, and purpley, sometimes it's more greyish, but I really like the colour. This used to be my Cargill sweater, a pattern by Rebecca Clow once again, but it just didn't work out. I didn't like the yarn choice that I made. I used this yarn with a Drops Kit Silk mohair, and I just didn't like the mohair. It was really scratchy and itchy, so I decided to frog it, and now I have found the perfect project for it to use this, because I've had this in my stash for a while as well, and I was trying to find a project because it is fingering weight, and I'm trying to really just use the yarn that I have in my stash and not buy as much to get, like, to pair with the things in my stash. Well, that's not true, but I'm trying to reduce my spendings for money, let's put it that way, because I do have a lot of yarn and not enough space anymore, so I really want to try and make the most of it. So this cardigan is a DK weight cardigan, so I'm naturally holding the yarn double, which works out great. It is 100% wool, and I think this is going to be a really nice warm cardigan for those really cool down places, which is exactly why I chose to not get a mohair. Originally I wanted to buy a mohair, but then I thought I do have enough yarn to just hold it double, so that's what I did. Not only to save some money on the mohair, but also really use up all the yarn that I have. I don't think there's anything else to say at the moment. Just continuously working on it, and this might just be like one of those travel projects. I've not decided yet, because I do have those two humongous skeins or yarn cakes. This is actually maybe this one as well, I don't really know, but there is more than just one yarn ball in it, because when I frogged it I like to spit splice my yarn to really get a seamless look, and obviously didn't want to cut the yarn to get it into individual balls again, so I just have this really big yarn cake. So those were all of my whips. I have some new things, some old things. I am hoping that I can cast on some more summer things and actually finish them, and for the Testknit I will now take some nice pictures, fulfill my role as a test knitter by giving feedback and all of that, and that is just one thing less on my list, which is quite exciting because I have worked on this project for a long time now and really hard, and I'm kind of glad that it's over now, and I have a beautiful summer shirt which hopefully I can also wear this summer. So I don't have any yarn acquisitions this time. I have ordered some but it hasn't arrived yet, also because like I just said, I'm trying to reduce my yarn spendings and really use up the yarn that I do have, because I have so many exciting yarns. I'm just looking at my yarn over there in my shelf. I have so many exciting yarns that I want to try, some new ones that I've never worked with before, and I realized I have to actually use them and not just have them in my stash to be looked at, but actually make all of the beautiful projects. I just don't have 8 arms, which would be great, so I can knit on 4 different projects at the same time. I only have 2 and I have fairly limited amount of time. So if you made it this far and you're not interested in my personal life, thank you so much for watching, and let's get to some more personal things. Right, I feel like these episodes are getting shorter and shorter every time. I'm trying to fill them with exciting things, but sometimes I really just don't have a lot to talk about the projects that I'm working on. But with my personal life, there have been some more changes. I feel like this year really is just all about changes and self-development and all of that. I have started a job and I'm super excited. I am working now in a finance company. I am doing financial analyses. That's a hard word. And yeah, I've done a few now with some of my family members, which have been very interesting just to kind of see how you're doing. And I'm going to move forward to some yeah, other customers, which is scary and exciting at the same time because I really want this job to work. I feel like I really stand behind the company and what they stand for. So I'm very happy to have found this company through a friend. She's working there, and then she kind of took me in and said, why don't you go to this information evening? And that's what I did, and I really liked it, so I just kept going back. Sadly, it is not in Vienna, it is in St. Pölten, which is about half an hour by train from Vienna, which is not ideal because obviously I do live in Vienna, and having to catch the train basically every other day is really not ideal, especially with some, not train strikes, because there haven't been any strikes, but they don't drive or drive as regularly as one would hope. So I always have I'm always way too early, or when I say way too early, I'm talking about like half an hour to an hour, which is not ideal because that's just kind of wasting time. But in general, I am really happy. Hopefully I can work remote very soon, and because that is the goal with this job. And in general, I am really happy. We'll see how that goes, and if that changes over the next few weeks, I will definitely keep you updated on that. But I'm just glad that I found something else to do, something different that I've never done before, which is of course scary but also exciting. And everyone is super nice. I have talked to a few people already, and no one's been mean or nasty or whatever. But you are in this kind of corporate world, which I never thought I would like to be in. Or not corporate world, but the finance world is its own world. Everyone is dressed really nicely, and I'm just not that kind of person. Like, I like to be comfortable in my clothes, I like to wear my handmade clothes, and I just don't feel like I'm fitting in just yet. So I'm gonna have to find a way how to combine both, looking professional but also feeling confident and comfortable in my own clothes. So yeah, those have been the big news. And apart from that, it's just been really, really warm. I'm not going out as much just for like pleasure, it's more like for work now. So my time is quite limited as you would expect with starting a job. But like I said, I am very happy about it, and I'm very looking forward to it in the future. With my knitting, I have tried to take it with me on the train on my journey when I am going there and back from work, but it's just not been ideal. I don't know, it's I think I need to buy a bigger backpack because I have to take quite a lot of things, a lot of folders and pens and paper and all of that stuff with me whenever I go, and I want to travel as lightly as possible because it is about an hour's worth of a journey. So I'm trying to not pack as much, and sadly my knitting is not included in that most of the time because I'm also in quite awkward stages with my knitting, so I have to either pay attention or I have to count, or the project is already so big that it's very difficult to just compress it into a tiny little ball and stuff it in a bag. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Let me know down below what you're working on. That would make me happy, because I always find it very interesting and also inspirational, because maybe there are some things that you're working on which I would also like to work on. So let's have a bit of a conversation in the comments. Let's share a little bit of our passion. Next week I will have my, no, in 2 weeks, is it in 2 weeks? Yes, it is in 2 weeks. I will have my open knit night again, which I'm very much looking forward to. I can't believe it's already been over a month since I saw them. Time really is just flying by. I have to get the other apartment ready. I have to go and buy the paints and then paint the old apartment, so everything is looking how it should be before I hand over the keys in August. So yeah, lots to do, lots to be worked on, and I hope you're all having a great summer wherever you are in the world, or winter if you're obviously in Australia, for example. And yeah, so happy you could join me again. Like and subscribe to my channel, share this video if you feel like someone else would like to watch my videos as well, and happy knitting. Bye!